What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle for a weekly indie newcomer, the Friday series, where we take a look at a particular indie game that's been bouncing around in my old skull pan. Today we're taking a look at Vagante, which is by Nuke9. You can get it for $14.99 on Steam if indeed you enjoy the game. And before we get started, let's talk a little bit about what Vagante is. Vagante is an action RPG platformer Metroidvania randomly generated, a lot like Spelunky if you mixed it with Castlevania, I suppose. That's the best way that I would know how to describe it. So let's say that you took Spelunky and crossed it with Rogue Legacy and maybe threw in like a little couple extra aspects of like gear looting and things like that. Essentially, Vagante is a very, very interesting game, and I've actually been really surprised that it hasn't received that much coverage on the internet. I did a cursory glance across the interwebs on YouTube and so forth to see who had been covering the game before I was going to cover it, and frankly, it hasn't gotten any press, and so right now, it's my pleasure to actually show this game off. This is one of those indie games that once I played it for a couple hours, it was like a no-brainer. It was just going on weekly indie newcomer. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so first we gotta press our start button here. We gotta choose a character. Alright, so there's a couple of different characters you get to choose from. There's the wizard or the mage, there's the knight, and then there's the rogue. The first thing you're going to notice is actually the artistic presentation in this game is without peer. Like, honestly, they basically hit all the points that I like. It really sort of evokes that old Symphony of the Night feeling where they've taken things, and it seems like they've almost mixed a little bit of, like, old-school Final Fantasy art with a little bit of, like, Castlevania. I don't know, but the presentation of the game is very dark. It's very edgy, yet at the same time, it's still, like, lighthearted and cartoonish. The only character that I am familiar with right now is the Knight. I have about 4 hours played on the Knight. I've got a little bit played on the Rogue, but I'm just no good at it. The Wizard is accepted by most people on the forums to be, like, the best. There are some balance issues in this game, but as of right now, like I said, it's early access, so if you're jumping in, you're taking it with all kind of like the bugs and the random imbalance issues that are still being ironed out. Let's play the Knight since that's what I have experience with. Believe me when I say this game is hard as nails. And so here's our little guy right here. There's him moving around. I'm actually playing with an Xbox controller because I didn't really find the controls on the PC to be that satisfactory. Wasn't really like my thing. I didn't quite like it as much as I thought I would have, so I would highly recommend that you play this game with a gamepad, whether it be a PS4 controller, an Xbox 360 controller, hell, one of those USB SNES controllers. Whatever you like, just make sure that it's a controller you like with this game because you are going to be doing precision jumping, precision attacking. All of those things are included in the game. The HUD is fairly minimalist. Down at the bottom left-hand corner, you will see we have 100 HP. We have 20 MP and a little representation of our face. I actually canceled my key. Look, we can teleport back inside the cart. Whee! Over and over and over again. Just pop out of the cart there. I don't think you could talk to this guy. I don't know. You can look upwards. There's lots of abilities. Let's get started because honestly, it's 3 minutes in. It's time to play some video games. Now, don't expect me to play well. Seriously, I'm going to die. I'm telling you right now, this game is like Spelunky in that it kills you over and over and over again, and yet you keep coming back. In fact, here's the shopkeeper right here. I would highly recommend not murdering him, but if you talk to him, you can see what loot he has. So he has a draining dagger, which would actually be really nice for a mage, and also might be reasonably decent for any character that wants to cast spells. Right now, we have no spells, so there's no reason to worry about it. It's for 43 gold. On the other side, we have a teal scroll. We don't know what it does. Every single time you play, the potions and scrolls are re-randomized so that you can never quite predict what you're going to get out of any of them. Over here, we've got a hallowed skull ring. Not a hollowed skull ring. A hollowed skull ring, I like my rings to be solid in construction. I don't like to feel like they're going to fall apart the first time they get bumped into a wall. It gives us cold resist, so obviously it's luminous as well, which I think it makes you glow. It makes your little light radius a little bit bigger. Other controls you want to be aware of. The Y button makes us cast spells, but we have no spells. If we press start, it's going to open up our menu, and then by using the L shoulder buttons and the R shoulder buttons, we can look at different things. And the real pertinent thing you want to do at the beginning of the game, this is our inventory, this is our spell book, this is our abilities list, and so it's going to show us our general statistics, and it's going to allow us to choose an affinity at the beginning of the game. Be careful when you choose this because your affinity really does change the way that you play the game. So the first one that we have is defense. It allows us to hold down to block attacks. It's pretty useful. I like that one. We've got holy, which gives you angelic wings on the first level, and you can actually put multiple points in these. You see how it's kind of grayed here? I'll take the mouse. You see how it's grayed out down here? As you put more points into this ability, you'll work your way down the chain, and you'll get better and better stuff. So for example, on this one, you get angelic wings when you put 1 point in. On the second level up, you get divine weapon, which makes you shoot like holy lasers out of your sword. It's pretty metal. It's like holy lasers. It gets pretty crazy. It gets wild up in here. It's like a death laser light show of holy Jesus light. It's amazing. And then the next one is reincarnation, which makes you come back after you get killed, and it does something else. And I've never actually gotten holy light because I'm bad at the game and I just don't make it that far. This one right here, it's sword specialization. It allows you to do like a downward pointing attack when you jump. It's exactly the same as in Rogue Legacy. Basically, it makes you jump, point your sword downwards, and you can actually bounce on top of the enemy's heads. And next one is overhead swing, which makes you kind of do like an arcing swing, because as you might notice here, hold on, we can only do a stab when we start the game, which is minimally useful. It's okay for killing people off, but it's not that useful. That's the door to get back to where we came from. Those are some spikes. They are instantaneously deadly. That's a weird little eyeball sphincter monster that for some reason has a tail. Evolutionary, like, I'm not sure why in its evolution it would have a tail on top of all that. I don't know, maybe it's a remnant of past generations. Please make this jump. I can't die in the first room. If I die in the first room, I'm gonna be so embarrassed. Please don't do this to me, Knight. Oh god. Okay, so now we stabbed him to death. Those little gold bits that are falling out of him, that's not solidified urine, it's actually gold coins that go clinky clinky, and I've left my mouse on the screen. Let me move that for you real quick. Oh, please don't do that. Falling on spikes in this game, exact same effect as it has in Spelunky. You instantly die. You take maximum damage. I didn't actually assign myself a... That's a bandit right there, like a goblin or something like that. They try to stab you with the same attack that you have. Let's take a specialty. I'm gonna go with... Oh, I don't know, defense maybe? We'll play around with that. And I think that'll make it, yeah, so now you can see that we can block. We just kind of like cover our face with, I don't know, like our arm. Apparently that ability gave us a magical arm, so... Oh, and there was a arrow trap up there. I'm not sure if it hit this thing. They jump frequently. Oh man, our coin fell down a pit. Just my luck. We finally find some money and it falls down a pit. Isn't that a euphemism for life? We've got a bomb right here. I think the bomb allows us to blow up walls or something like that. I think we can equip it, and then it becomes a B item. So if you press the B button on an Xbox controller or the button on the right, it's going to make me throw a bomb. I think it's single use, though. Pretty sure it's single use. Let's have a look at this dagger. Now, items that are unidentified might be cursed. They might be blessed. They might have all kinds of different randomized stats, Diablo style. So you want to be careful when you equip them. This one is a blessed dagger. It's got spirit emitter and gives us -1 to vitality. However, it attacks very, very quickly, and I actually kind of like knives in this game. I actually enjoy them quite a bit. You can also grab onto ledges. Oh, there's a boss right there. So at the end of every single level, there's a boss, and if you fight him and kill him, you get a key, which opens up a big treasure chest, which gives you a bunch of loot. It's that simple. Or you can skip them and just go to the next level and not get the loot. Oh god, that was really, really close. So as you may have noticed, you can latch onto the side of ledges like that right there, but you can't, like... Without special stuff, you actually can't double jump or do anything else. You only start out with the default ability to latch onto things. I actually have trouble with these ledges sometimes. I'm actually going to stab you. Oh, that's kind of cool. So apparently Spirit Emitter makes me launch lasers all over the place when we kill stuff. If we swim underwater, we have to watch out for our breath. If you look at the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see a white bar on our character that goes down slightly. That's going to be our breath meter, and I don't know if that's just a placeholder, but I would love for that to be a little bit more prominent, because honestly, it took me a little while to notice it when I first started playing the game. It was like one of those things where I felt like I was randomly drowning, and in fact, I was not randomly drowning. I can get out of this water pit, I swear. There we go. I will not be stopped by a little bit of water. I will not behave as though I am a 4-year-old about to get bath time. Let's keep running right here. Actually, I liked baths when I was a little kid, now that I think about it. Some kids don't like baths, but I was all about baths. I liked water my entire life, though. It must be like a side effect of being Hawaiian. We've got him right there. He shoots fireballs and does other nasty things that I don't want to be in the vicinity of, so I'm going to try and duck him for right now. It's actually in your best interest to kind of get him into a disadvantageous position. Like, for example, if you set up above him, he has trouble dealing with that, and then you can stab him a bunch of times while he tries to gain altitude. Oh, he actually made a run on us. Never mind. So, he's running on like a sentence here in a 3rd grade English class. Oh, okay, so he got us with this little AoE right there. He does drop on you, so he shoots fireballs, and he does like a little dropping attack, too. I don't know if we can block the fireballs. I could try it in just a second, although I don't think his aim is so on right now. But they send off little fireballs, too, so you gotta be careful about it. I'd love to kill this guy right here, but I found that when I try and, like, YOLO it, I always end up getting, like, annihilated. So I'm just gonna take it slow right here, and maybe get in there. Yeah, see, you take hits from being near him, too, so you gotta watch out for that. We also take fall damage, so we're already down to 70 health. It's not looking so bueno for us right now. There's a bandito waiting for us down here at the bottom. A bandito with frito taquitos. Stab him a couple times, set off a couple of these little spirit lasers. Oh my god, I'm trapped. Oh, we got him. There it is. So now we've got the key. It was a little bit clumsy. It was a little bit ugly, but we managed. At least we're still alive. I think that's a falling block right there. There are things that fall from the ceiling and instantaneously kill you, and I'm nervous about them. Okay, it's not. I just had to check because I get killed by them so often that I'm paranoid about it in this game. Let's open our treasure chest. So we got a black potion, we got a green potion, and we got a morning star. So let's have a look at our inventory right here. Now it's probably time that we start investigating. Oh good, so the teal scrolls are scrolls of magical mapping. Green scrolls are scrolls of jump, And so if you watch my character right now, there you go. They let us do that one time where we can just blaze up into the air super hardcore. I would like to get down in here with the bandits, but I prefer not to get hit. And doing it's going to be kind of... This is one of the reasons I actually prefer to take the ability that lets you... Oh, you can actually jump on enemies too, like Mario style, like that right there, and you don't take damage. So if you have no choice... Oh, good. The trap did our job for us. Wow, he is not going down. That guy had a chin on him. Usually they only take 2 hits from the dagger, from my experience anyways. We probably want to get healed before we go to the next map, otherwise we're not going to make it very far. Not looking good right now. There are regeneration scrolls, and there are... Does the teal scroll... That's the Oh, never mind. Ooh, a scroll of teleport. Okay. Sometimes the scroll of teleport can backfire on you. I'm just saying this as a passing warning. I had it teleport... Oh, Jesus, I didn't even see that. You see that green slime near the bottom of the spikes right there? It's a booby trap. It's a monster that comes up and bites you, but I didn't see it because the spikes were there. Unfortunate, because we just lost health that we could not afford to lose. Got some leather armor. I'm hoping that I can fish out an identify scroll before we go much further. That's my biggest hope. Black potion, what do you do? We have a feeling of weightlessness. Okay, so that makes it so that we float when we fall. You see that right there? It gives us feather fall. The next potion is going to give us... Well, let's try it. A potion of speed. It makes us faster on the ground, makes us move a little bit quicker. Not that useful. The brown scroll. That one's asking me to point it at something, which means it's either an identify scroll or a decurse scroll. It's not an identify scroll, so we know that the brown ones are decurse scrolls. Unfortunately, I decursed it, so this should be good. Ooh, wow. That gives +1 speed, it gives poison, and it gives strength, and it does 1 to 8 damage. It has a slow swing speed, though, but it does a bunch of damage. It's also got burning, which means it sets the enemy on fire. Watch out for that block right there. By the way, I don't know if you saw that switch on the floor, but it's for falling blocks. Let's try this out. Let's see what we can accomplish here. Yeah, that's my kind of jam right there. Make jelly out of these foes. Let them know who's in town. Splattercat's got you back. Ooh, and dealt with. Little flying floaty scary monster. What is down below us right now? It looks like... Doesn't it look like there's another room down there? I don't think there is, though. I think I'm imagining things. It's unfortunate. Sometimes there's a little girl on some of these floors, and the little girls will heal you if you can make them to the final gate. Let me take a look around and make sure I didn't miss her, because we could actually really, really use her right about now. This is a wall that can be destroyed right here. I didn't notice it till just now, because we were like, oh, we got a pork chop! We got 40 health out of the wall. Hell yeah! Alright, so there you go. It just goes to show that if you're not feeling so well, eat a pork chop that you found inside of a wall. Just fired an arrow trap. Oh, shit, we got hit by the other one, and now we have a... Ooh, that's right in our forehead, too. I think that might hurt the functionality of our medulla oblongata. Let's go. We got a football helmet right there, like a wooden hat. Okay. This is a shrine. I don't know exactly what it does. Like, if you hit it, it seems to get grumpy. There's like 8 or 9 different ones that all do different stuff depending on how you interact with them. Like, some of them, when you walk past them, they'll say that they want you to, like, prove your might and some other stuff. I don't know. I haven't fiddled around with them just yet, so I couldn't tell you exactly what they all do. It's kind of like one of those facets of the gameplay I haven't yet covered, so there it is. Unfortunately, I'm being a piss-poor blanket. Let's go over here. It looks like our floatiness ran out, but we got health back from a pork chop, so that's pretty banging. I mean, I don't mean to invoke the name of Doug right now, but hey, we got a level up from completing the level, too. That's what that little thing means. It's like, enjoy your level up. I'm like, oh, yeah. Let's go. That's, developer, I'm available. If you wanted to go, oh, yeah. Every time you level up, I'll do it. I'll do it in a heartbeat. So on this side, we become immune to knockbacks when taking damage on the next one. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm going to take angelic wings because I fall off stuff all the time. And there's a lot of long drops in this game, and I don't mean like outhouse toilets. There's a lot of long drops in this game that'll drop you right on your face if you're not careful. I need to be... Is there anything in there? This is one of those games that you're going to want to play like slowly and carefully until you're good at it. And then once you're good at it, you probably still want to take your time. I'm going to smack him with a mace, though. Get dealt with, monster. Hey, are you coming? There we go. Gotcha. Alright, so we'll deal with him real fast. We've got a potion of Featherfall, which we had already unlocked. I do like the fact that it labels the potions after you use them for the first time. There's a rather nasty spike pit in here, so we're going to want to avoid generally holding down and pressing the jump button to fall through. However, okay, so on this floor we've got stuff to consider, and that being, you see those little green worm, that green worm that I just killed? The green worm, if you kill too many of them, it spawns a big nasty boss on you, and he is kind of a pain in the ass because he has poison attacks that drain your health pretty substantially, actually. It'll happen pretty quickly. It's going to be tough to deal with if you're not ready for it. However, I've fought him a couple times, and in fact, he's the boss that I've had the most practice with, so I'm not so worried about the possibility of him coming at me, bruh. We got ourselves some gauntlets. I don't have any identify scrolls, and I'm afraid of getting cursed. This is an underwater breathing helmet that gives us +1 defense. Pretty good. This is a reflexive leather armor. Attackers get pushed back after they hit us. Gives us 1 defense, so we're looking pretty good right now. We're not cursed yet, which is always a good thing. Discreetly increases the reach of weapon, the extendo gauntlets. I don't think that it did. Maybe it's talking about ranged weapons. I don't know. We haven't used our bomb yet either. I don't need the potion of featherfall. Let's drink this guy. A potion of magic, and so it lets us regenerate our magic a little bit quicker. If you're wondering why both these weapons have E's next to them, it's because they're both in my hot slots right now, and I can... Why did I just lose 10 health? Oh, when I equip the dagger, it costs me health. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so we'll want to be careful about that. I tried to get him right there, but I'm just not skillful enough. I lack the dagger-related skills to stab him in the face. Come here, evil entity. Tiny, squishy bad guy. So, lesson of the day... Don't equip this dagger. We want this guy right here. Yeah, this is that good shit. Okay, so let's let this slime come over here, because if you hit the statue, sometimes bad things happen and you get cursed. And I don't want to do it because it makes me afraid. I'm superstitious like that. I'm superstitious, I'm megastitious, big-time stitious, whatever you want to call it. I am not down for getting cursed. Alright, here comes the boss. We want to stay moving. So what he's going to do... He's going to come down and he's going to shoot 5 poison bolts all over the room. You got to watch out for it. He's going to spawn little worms all around him. He's also going to do this burrowing technique where he just kind of like goes all over the place. Whether or not we can survive this remains to be seen. He is a hard boss, but I think I can get him. I think I can get him. You're going to get the best damage quotient if you hit him in his little... Oh, we got hit in his... Hey, take damage, dick. There we go. Well, he poisoned us. I poisoned him. I guess that it's tit for tat right now. I hope that I'm tat, to be honest. There we go, a little bit of damage right there. I need to stay out of the way of his poison bolts. Get in here for a couple hits. There it is. Get worked, son, get worked. There it is. Okay, so we're a little poisoned right now, so we gotta watch out. Gotta watch out. Get behind the wall while he shoots the poison. And once he stops, we'll get back in here, and I'll try anyways. Sometimes the hitting is not so good for me. I mess it up pretty frequently. Alright, we're just hanging out right now. We got him, though. We got him. We need this key so that we can get the chest at the end of the level. I got this right now. Not even worried, not even worried. Alright. Alright, so sometimes he'll do that right there. Let's get over here. Let's punish him for coming at us like this. He might burn to death inside the walls, I don't know. Let's stay... Oh, shit. Okay, so that's not good. I'm gonna get the hell away right now, because I feel like he's probably gonna nail me with a poison bolt, and I don't like our odds right now. He's got little wormy things coming out all over the place. We need to handle these, because they will poison you as well. Oh, shit. Okay, so that's bad. There we go, we got him, he's down. We got the treasure key, very, very nice. That's a tough boss right there, and actually that's the one that I get the most. The bosses are randomized. There's a couple of bosses. There's like a warrior boss who like pistol whips you and like throws you all over the place and essentially just like manhandles you. There's that worm thing right there who I've gotten a lot of practice against. Ooh, a crossbow. Hey now. Does it... Oh, shit, that was awesome. That was the best. I've never had... Oh, no. That's the little girl. We don't want to shoot her. That's a bad idea. Shooting the little girl, not generally accepted in adventuring communities. Don't beat up little girls. It may have negative consequences on your long-term career prospects in adventuring. I might be able to break this wall. Can I? I'm going to leave the little girl up there for right now because typically the levels actually don't lock you out. And so, unlike Spelunky, where sometimes you won't have access to her anymore after you deal with the entire level, here it should be... Can I get up from right there? I can. You see that green slime right there? It's a booby trap. I think it's one of those slimy booby traps. I don't know. Oh, maybe it's not. Alright, it's not a booby trap. I'm just being paranoid right now. That's not out of the ordinary anyways in this game. I'm so paranoid. I get killed a lot in this game, and I prefer... We got a Book of Fire Shield. Let's go ahead and equip that. That'll go into our spell book right here. It's already equipped. We can use the Y button to use that. And there it is right there. Fire Shield. I assume that it inflicts fire on anybody that hits us, maybe? Keeps us safer. I don't know how it's going to interact with the little girl. It may or may not harm her. Oh, I don't want to go down that way. That way seems like a high-risk way to kind of like tackle the level. I don't want to land on spikes. Not one little bit. I'm going to wait for them to come to me, actually. There we go. There we go. Deal with him real fast. I'm going to wait for this slime to come to me as well. Typically, it's better to play the part of like caution in this game. Like, I really strongly recommend it. I've seen a lot of players play very, very quickly, but they seem to be more experienced and more talented than I am, so I kind of just like... I don't adopt that at all. I play this like I play Spelunky, incredibly slowly, almost to like a boring extent. Alright, so that's level 2 out of the way. We've got 80 gold right now. It's weird that we haven't found a shopkeep. Got a brown potion, an indigo potion, and some botas. Let's have a look and see what the boots do. They are cursed, but they're actually pretty good. Masterwork boots. 2 speed, 2 intelligence, and 1 fire resist. That's going to work to our benefit, actually. Even though they're cursed, it means we can't... Oh, shit, close down. No, close the menu. I tried to attack him from inside the menu. That's unfortunate, because now we're poisoned and we're going to tick down health. Hopefully one of these is a healing potion. So that's a stone skin potion. Indigo potion is a potion of defense, and that's a potion of featherfall. So unfortunately, we haven't had the good fortune to find one of the potions that allows us to get health back just yet. Not good. Not so bueno. Alright, so I'm going to try and dodge the spikes right there. I would not recommend jumping in here. Probably a bad idea. However, a lot of the cursed items tend to be a lot worse than these ones. I'll take high jump over anything else. High jump sounds fantastic. Let's go grab the little girl up in here. Yeah, don't ever say that like while you're in front of a police station or anything. Might be a bad plan. We put her on our back like a backpack, and then what we'll do with her is we'll take her back down here. And if we take her... Oh, shit. Okay, so that's no good. If we take her to the end of the level, we get healed. So there it is. I'm just going to accept it as it is right now. I'm not going to try and fight. I think she's actually like a fairy or something. I don't know. She gives us health, though. She gets stoked about it, and there it is. It's a great way to get yourself a little chunk of health. I think it gives you like 20, 30 health. I don't know. It's nice to have, and it'll help you survive long term. I don't think she does anything, though, after this. Yeah, she just kind of like hangs out over there. You can murder her, whatever you want to do after this. Okay, so Dark Caves 3. We've got another level up, though, so I'm going to try and use that right now. I'm going to go with... Let's do the holy attacks. They sound pretty awesome. I like holy attacks. I like it better when our enemies have holes in their defensive strategy, but ow. No thank you. Please don't stab me inside of a dank dark pit. I would... Oh, there we go. He triggered the trap for us. Thank you, Mr. Eyeball Monster Thingy. I appreciate it. Let me murder him real fast. This is a really good run because we have a good weapon. Sometimes you just get bad runs where you don't get very good gear. And when I get bad runs, it makes me just not want to play games anymore. No, I'm just kidding. That's a horned helm, even though it looks like a breastplate with booblies on it. Kind of like saggly side boobs. But anyways, it's a horned helm. We can equip it instead of this guy right here. But I like underwater breathing, so I think I'm going to hold on to it for right now. We only have 2 crossbow bolts left, which is unfortunate, I think. No, never mind. We have plenty. I think arrows and crossbow bolts are interchangeable. Oh, it's got a delay. Okay, so let me... Oh, shit. I don't want to break the statue right now. It would be an accident. And I think the owner of the statue, that's one of the evil ones right there. I'm going to jump around him. Sometimes evasion is the better part of valor here. He spiked himself to death in the pit, so that saves us a little bit of trouble. I think... I don't know how he got in there. It looks like it's a secret room, maybe? Let me handle his amigo first. And then we'll handle the remainder. There it is. Can I go all the way through? No? Or is it just like a little trap room with a monster inside of it? I don't know. I don't know. But this is definitely, I mean... Vagante is one of those games... Oh my god. Okay, so hold on right now. You get away from me right this second. I don't want to die right here. So honestly, I think I'll probably do my pros and cons of the game right now. As of right now, the only cons that I would list is that certain characters are unbalanced for full clears. So for example, any character that relies on melee damage is going to have a lot of trouble in the late game. So that means that the wizard actually comes out on top as like the major combatant for game clears. And the rogue is kind of second. He can go invisible and just avoid threats if he wants to. But the knight is kind of left in this weird position where he's always got to be very well equipped. He's got to have a good run. He's got to have good magic, good skills, whatever in order to make it. By comparison, I mean, the wizard kind of just gets to cakewalk through once he gets a couple spells. I mean, he's still subject to a little bit of RNG based on, like, what drops. So if he gets bad spells, obviously he's going to have a hard time, too. But by and large, the few balance issues are, that's pretty much it. Like, you have good runs and bad runs. There's RNG, and a couple of the characters are... Like, I'm not going to say poorly balanced because they're still fun to play. They still feel tight and everything still feels good. It's just that their long-term prospects of completing a run are a little bit lower than other characters just simply based on the way that they deal damage or get the job done. In the pros column, what I would say with this game is for the presentation, graphically, the game is absolutely wonderful to look at. I realize that pixel graphics are going to be a big non-selling point for some people. Some people I've noticed, especially, like, just kind of like new school gamers, a lot of people... Oh, the bad guy, he's aware of us now, which is unfortunate. I'm going to jump over that arrow real fast. He's probably going to try and fight us. I would prefer that he not fall in the spike pit because that means I'm going to have trouble getting the key from his course. But anyways, graphically the game is absolutely stunning. I like the way that it looks. The perfect mix of both cartoony, dark, and just sort of like scary. On the other hand, I enjoy the sound effects. Sound effects and graphics, they're about what you would expect. I mean, the sounds aren't anything above average, but I did enjoy the soundtrack, weirdly enough. I found myself feeling very much tied to the action by nature of the soundtrack that they've chosen to employ for both boss fights and the way that you're creeping through the dungeon. And so I did feel like it drew me in a little bit better. With regards to the controls are very tight. assuming that you decide to use any controller other than the keyboard. I really strongly dislike the keyboard. I know that some people will disagree. Oh, he actually crushes spikes. We can actually make that work to our advantage, I think. He's got an advantage right now in that we have to come down to him, and he has denial. Okay, so both the spikes are gone now. So my plan here is I'm going to try and get in there. I should have activated my fire shield first. Let me get that going real fast, just so that I know that if he gets all up in our biznass right now, we can deal with his shenanigans. There it is. So we got him lit up pretty good. We've had a good run so far. As far as RNG goes, we have benefited from, you know, finding very, very good gear. The gearing and the itemization in this game is endlessly robust. I mean, I've been playing the game for several hours. I mean, I've got 4 or 5 hours in right now, and the items still come up randomly. I still don't know what all of the suffixes or all of the affixes mean for every single item. I'm still learning new things every single run. So the variety is there. I mean, the game has a lot of good things for it. I mean, the controls are really, really tight. The itemization is good. The bosses each have strategies that you need to employ in order to learn how to beat them, and until you learn that strategy, you're going to struggle and get killed a lot of times. And in fact, I would recommend that you just get yourself killed a lot of the time. Okay, so he fell down in there. Hold on, I gotta focus on this jump real fast. There we... Ooh, secret wall. Yeah. I mean, all of the parts in this game are coming together very, very well, and assuming that they can get the balance issues under control that make, like, some of the characters better than others, that's the only real detractor I see right now from the way the game is going. It is in early access, so it is being developed openly right now. They are frequently updating, not too frequently. In fact, let me see right now. I can take a look at the update list because I have dual screens rocking. The update list, it looks like they have... It seems like about every 2 weeks they're putting out a patch for the game. It seems like they're spaced fairly well every 2 weeks. And that becomes something that actually I expect a lot from early access games. If you don't show me progress, I have a hard time vetting your game. It's very, very difficult for me to go on the record and say, like, this game is going to be good, because it puts me in, like, this weird sort of space where I don't want to die on these spikes right now. By the way, as long as we're on the subject, we've done so well right now, and I would prefer to avoid my imminent demise. Let's go ahead and see if we can get the treasure chest up here, but there's a lot of good things surrounding this game, and I'm keeping a very tentative eye on it. It's very, very rare that I sort of like wish list a game and watch the updates and keep an eye on it. You see that monster right there? Yeah, you didn't see him, did you? He'll come up and you can kill him if you get him timed just right. The game takes a lot of metagame, the game takes practice, it takes precision, and in a lot of ways I think if you're looking for Spelunky with a few more extra RPG-related mechanics, you will like Vagante very, very much. If you want to get the game, Vagante can be found down below in the comments. I've got the Steam address right there. Support the game. It's definitely got a good direction going right now. It seems like it's updating frequently enough to where I feel like it's going to get finished someday. It's got a lot of lovely features, and I've had a blast playing it. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here for Weekly Indie Newcomer, the series where I take a look at a indie game that I have been playing in my late nights over the course of the last week or so. Vagante has definitely been one of those. When I started playing it, I said to myself, this is a no-brainer. It's going up on Weekly Indie Newcomer, and sometimes I have a very hard time choosing what game I want to show off. Vagante was not that game. So I will see you all later. Take care, everybody, and as always, I look forward to seeing you in next Friday's episode of Weekly Indie Newcomer. Take care, everybody. Hi-do.